What if the reason your energy, your confidence, and even your intimacy are slipping away isn't just age, but something you've been ignoring every single night? I've seen too many men over 50 walk into my office believing their body has betrayed them, convinced their best years are gone forever. They whisper about fatigue they can't shake, erections that no longer stay firm, and the quiet fear that manhood itself is fading away. Here's the truth I've learned after years of treating men in this exact situation. Decline is not inevitable. Yes, aging changes the body, but weakness, loss of stamina, and poor performance do not have to be permanent. Your body isn't broken, it's waiting for the right signal to wake up again. And that signal doesn't come from another prescription or a bottle of pills. It comes from something much simpler. Something you may already hold in your hands every night without realizing its power. I'm talking about tea. Not the ordinary tea you sip without thought, but a performance tea, an ancient ritual reborn with modern science. When brewed with the right ingredients, it can open blood vessels like turning on a hidden switch, calm the very stress that strangles desire, and feed your hormones what they need to come alive again. I've watched patients who felt hopeless discover, within just weeks, the return of morning firmness, steady stamina, and a confidence they thought was lost forever. So let me ask you one more time, what if the secret to restoring your vitality wasn't a drug, wasn't a surgery, but a single cup each evening prepared the right way with the right natural boosters? Because that is exactly what I'm about to show you. And to understand why something as simple as tea can become the most powerful tool in a man's arsenal after 50, you first need to see what happens inside your body the moment warm liquid touches your system. That's where the real magic begins. When most men think about performance, they imagine workouts, diets, or maybe another supplement. Almost no one thinks about something as simple as tea. But here's what my years of treating patients have shown me. Tea isn't just a comfort drink, it's a vehicle. The moment warm liquid touches your system, blood vessels begin to relax and open. That's basic physiology. Heat dilates vessels, circulation improves, and oxygen flows more freely. And when circulation improves, everything your heart, your brain, and yes, your performance gets a second chance to function like it should. Now, let's put this into perspective. Picture your blood vessels as a set of old garden hoses. Over the years, stress, sugar, and inflammation leave them stiff and clogged. No matter how much pressure you add, the water struggles to flow. A warm infusion of the right herbs works like gently heating those hoses, loosening them so the water moves with ease again. It's simple, it's natural, and science backs it up. In fact, a study published in Circulation Journal found that even a single serving of flavonoid-rich tea improved arterial flexibility within hours. Imagine what that does when repeated every evening for weeks. I've watched men who came into my office tired, drained, and discouraged rediscover their vitality by turning tea into a nightly ritual. Not because tea is magical on its own, but because it's the perfect carrier for potent natural ingredients, ginger, cinnamon, ginseng, pomegranate that directly target the weak spots aging men struggle with most: blood flow, hormone balance, and stress overload. That combination turns a simple cup into a powerful tonic for male vitality. And here's where most men get it wrong. They dismiss tea as just a drink. But the truth is, when brewed with purpose, tea becomes medicine in disguise. It's gentle enough to enjoy, but strong enough to change the way your body responds. So, The real question is, if tea alone can prime your body for stronger circulation and calmer nerves, what happens when you add the first ingredient, ginger, nature's fiery spark for blood flow? That's where things get very interesting, and you'll want to hear why. If tea is the vessel, then ginger is the spark that sets everything in motion. I've seen this countless times with my patients the moment they add ginger into their evening routine. Their circulation begins to shift in ways they didn't expect. Ginger doesn't work with brute force, it works with precision. The compounds inside ginger gently widen blood vessels, letting oxygen-rich blood surge more freely through the body. And for men over 50, that's not just comforting, it's life-changing. Think of your blood flow as traffic on a highway. When arteries get stiff or narrowed, cars crawl bumper to bumper, and nothing moves smoothly. Ginger acts like an emergency crew, clearing the lanes, allowing traffic to move swiftly again. More flow to the heart, to the muscles, and most importantly, to the pelvic region where performance depends on strong, steady circulation. Without that flow, erections are weak. With it, firmness returns naturally. Science backs this up. Research in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology has shown that ginger improves vessel elasticity and reduces inflammation inside arterial walls. That means not only more blood moving where it's needed, but also smoother, younger acting vessels that respond quickly when arousal begins. I've had men tell me that after just a few weeks of ginger tea, they wake up with firmer mornings and carry a new sense of vitality through the day. Preparing it is simple: slice fresh ginger root, let it steep in hot water for 10 minutes, and drink it warm. The heat you feel on your tongue is the same warmth ginger triggers inside your vessels, a reminder that your body is still capable of opening up, responding, and performing. And here's the part I love most. Ginger doesn't just ignite circulation, it lays the foundation for the next ingredient, pomegranate. Because once blood is moving, you need a powerful protector to keep those vessels strong and flexible. That's exactly what pomegranate delivers. And it may be the single fruit that separates decline from recovery. If ginger is the spark, then pomegranate is the shield that keeps your blood vessels strong long after the fire is lit. I've watched too many men underestimate this fruit, dismissing it as nothing more than a garnish for salads. But the truth is, pomegranate is a powerhouse. It doesn't just taste good, it actively repairs and protects the very highways your blood travels on. Picture this: every year after 50, tiny injuries accumulate inside your arteries. High blood sugar scrapes the lining. Stress stiffens the walls. And inflammation leaves scars you can't see but definitely feel. Over time, these micro-injuries make vessels brittle, narrow, and unresponsive. That's exactly why men complain to me about losing firmness. It isn't just age, it's damage. Pomegranate floods those vessels with antioxidants that act like an internal repair crew, smoothing the walls, restoring flexibility, and keeping blood flowing where you need it most. Here's the science. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that daily pomegranate juice increases nitric oxide levels, the same chemical signal your body uses to trigger an erection. Without enough nitric oxide, arousal signals fizzle out before they can become physical. With it, arteries open wide, blood rushes in, and firmness returns. I've had patients who couldn't hold an erection longer than a few minutes tell me that after adding pomegranate tea nightly, their stamina didn't just return, it lasted. The best part, pomegranate makes your tea delicious. A spoonful of concentrate or a handful of seeds adds natural sweetness without the crash of refined sugar. It's enjoyable, sustainable, and effective all at once. And here's where things get even better. Once vessels are repaired and protected, the next ingredient, cinnamon, steps in to control one of the most silent performance killers of all time, high blood sugar. Because what good is open blood flow if sugar damage keeps tearing it down? That's why cinnamon is the crucial next step. If pomegranate is the shield, cinnamon is the stabilizer, the ingredient that quietly handles one of the most dangerous performance killers. Men rarely think about blood sugar. I can't count how many men over 50 have sat in front of me, baffled by weaker erections and unpredictable stamina, only to discover that high glucose was silently sabotaging their circulation. Here's why it matters. Elevated blood sugar damages the delicate lining inside your arteries, making them stiff and slow to respond. Imagine trying to inflate a balloon that's been left out in the sun too long. It cracks. It resists, and it refuses to stretch. That's exactly what's happening inside your vessels when sugar remains high. And the cruel part, this damage doesn't cause obvious pain at first. It creeps in quietly, eroding performance year after year until one day, firmness simply won't hold. This is where cinnamon becomes a game changer. Its natural compounds make your body more sensitive to insulin, helping sugar move into cells instead of floating around in your bloodstream like acid eating away at pipes. A study in diabetes care found that men who consumed just 1 to 6 grams of cinnamon daily lowered fasting blood sugar by up to 29%. That's not a supplement. That's a spice powerful, accessible, and safe. And there's another benefit patients love: warmth. While ginger lights a fire, cinnamon provides a slow, steady heat that relaxes vessels and promotes smooth circulation. That dual effect, balancing sugar and opening flow, turns every cup of tea into both a shield and a spark. But here's where things rise even higher once blood sugar is under control and circulation is primed. The next ingredient, ginseng, steps in as the ultimate performance booster, reviving stamina, energy, and drive like few natural remedies can. And what I've seen with ginseng in my patients is nothing short of remarkable. If cinnamon is the stabilizer, then ginseng is the accelerator, the ingredient that doesn't just protect your system, but actively drives it forward. I've seen men who looked worn down, their energy flatlined, suddenly carry themselves with new strength after introducing ginseng into their nightly tea. It's no wonder this root has been called the king of herbs for centuries across Asia. Here's why it's so powerful. Erections aren't just about desire, they're about nitric oxide, the chemical messenger that tells your blood vessels to open and flood the pelvic region. Without enough nitric oxide, arousal stalls. With it, firmness comes naturally. Ginseng has been proven to boost nitric oxide production, and a clinical trial published in the Journal of Urology found that 60% of men with erectile issues reported significant improvement after just a few weeks of ginseng supplementation. That's not placebo, that's physiology at work. But the benefits don't stop at circulation. Ginseng is what we call an adaptogen. That means it teaches your body to handle stress more efficiently, smoothing out the hormonal chaos that so many men over 50 struggle with. I've watched patients who came to me drained, tense, even depressed, discover not just physical stamina, but sharper focus and steadier moods. Unlike caffeine, which spikes and crashes, ginseng offers a clean, steady lift that fuels both body and mind. The preparation is simple. A small slice of root steeped for 10 to 15 minutes, or half a teaspoon of powder stirred in. Its earthy taste pairs perfectly with pomegranate's sweetness and cinnamon's warmth, creating a blend that feels as ancient as it does modern. And here's the turning point. Ginseng may fuel the engine, but every engine needs fuel it can burn quickly. That's where the final ingredient, honey, comes in. It's not just about sweetness, it's about fast, natural energy and the minerals that keep testosterone firing. And trust me, you'll want to know why honey is the finishing touch that ties the whole formula together. If ginseng fuels the engine, honey is the ignition key, the final touch that brings the whole formula to life. Too many men dismiss honey as just a sweetener, but I've seen patients transform their nightly tea simply by adding a single spoonful. What looks like golden syrup is actually liquid energy, designed by nature to restore what aging slowly takes away. Here's the difference. Refined sugar spikes your blood sugar like fireworks, bright for a moment, then gone, leaving you drained. Honey doesn't do that. It provides a steady release of fuel your body can actually use, which means more stamina, more endurance, and less of that mid-evening crash. And unlike white sugar, honey delivers minerals that matter: zinc, magnesium, and boron. Zinc especially is vital. It supports testosterone, the very hormone that keeps muscles strong, mood steady, and drive alive. I've had men tell me they felt depleted after intimacy, like their body gave everything and left nothing behind. Once honey became part of their ritual, recovery felt faster, smoother, and less draining. That's because honey doesn't just energize, it also calms inflammation and helps tissues bounce back. It's nature's way of refueling you without the crash. Stirring honey into tea does more than sweeten the cup. It ties every ingredient together: ginger's spark, pomegranate's shield, cinnamon's balance, and ginseng's fuel into one complete system that supports performance from every angle. And this is where things get practical. Now that you know each ingredient's role, it's time I show you exactly how to prepare this performance tea at home. Because when you put these pieces together, step by step, that's when transformation stops being theory and starts being reality. Now that you know the role of each ingredient, let me show you how to bring them together into one powerful ritual. This is where theory turns into action. I always remind my patients making this tea isn't just about mixing herbs. It's about building a nightly habit that tells your body it's time to repair, recharge, and prepare for tomorrow. Start with fresh water. Bring it to a gentle simmer, not a violent boil, because you want to coax the compounds out of the herbs, not scorch them. Drop in a few thin slices of ginger root along with a cinnamon stick and let the water roll softly for at least 10 minutes. As it simmers, your kitchen fills with a rich, spicy aroma, a reminder that you're extracting compounds that have been trusted for centuries to awaken circulation and calm stress. Once the base is ready, pour it into your cup. Now it's time for the next layer: a spoonful of pomegranate concentrate or a handful of fresh seeds. This adds not just a burst of color and flavor, but a trickle of the nitric oxide boosters that protect and restore your vessels. Next, slip in a piece of ginseng root or stir in half a teaspoon of powder. This is your energy, your steady lift, the ingredient that keeps you going when life tries to slow you down. Finally, Finish with a teaspoon of raw honey, stirring slowly as the golden sweetness ties everything together. Sip it slowly. Don't rush. As the warmth spreads through your chest and shoulders, remember, this is more than tea. It's medicine disguised as comfort. And here's the part that keeps men coming back when you drink this consistently. Within just 2 or 3 weeks, real changes begin to show. Firmer mornings, steadier stamina, and a quiet confidence that spills over into every part of your life. That's what I'll explain next. So, let's bring this all together. A simple cup of tea, when prepared with the right ingredients, ginger, pomegranate, cinnamon, ginseng, and honey, can do far more than warm your hands. It can reopen blood flow, restore stamina, balance hormones, and bring back the confidence that so many men over 50 thought was gone forever. I want you to remember this aging does not mean decline. Your body is resilient, and with the right support, it can still surprise you. Every time you prepare this tea, you're not just making a drink, you're making an investment in your strength, your energy, and the man you want to keep being for years to come. If this video helped you, don't let it be the last step. Save it so you can come back whenever you need a reminder. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share it with a friend who might need this knowledge today. I release new science-based guidance every week to help men protect their health, restore vitality, and enjoy life to the fullest. And now, I'd love to hear from you if you could regain just one thing more energy during the day, deeper sleep at night, or stronger performance. What would it be? Leave your answer in the comments, because your voice might inspire another man to take the first step toward reclaiming his health.